Our next speaker is Major General Martha Rainville.
Good morning. I'm Martha Rainville. I am the retired Adjutant General from Vermont, and I'm here for two reasons. One, because I do love the military. I love it very deeply. I grew up in the military, and I was privileged to have a career that lasted almost 27 years. I'm also here because I see Senator Gillibrand's amendment as the only thing that will address this terrible problem that the military continues to have. I have almost had 14 years of command time. 9 of those years was as the Adjutant General, where I commanded the Army and the Air Guard in Vermont. In that position, I trained, led, equipped, and sent thousands of our men and women to combat zones. 11 of my soldiers did not come home to their families. So I understand unit cohesion. I understand command integrity. And I understand the absolute necessity for commanders to remain responsible and be held responsible for the environment in which their troops train and deploy. I'm convinced that only a fundamental change in how the military handles assault cases must be made. You see, almost 35 years ago now, my mother drove me to Jackson, Mississippi, so that I could be sworn into the Air Force. Since then, I have seen multiple sexual assault policies, and I've seen repeated cycles of a public scandal, and then an addressing of the issues and corrective action within the military, well-intended corrective action, additional training, and then data showing that there were increased reports. And then what do? We pat ourselves on the back thinking, well, now our troops have confidence in the system and confidence in their chain of command. We fixed it and we're ready to move forward. But then the cycle repeats itself, and it's done that over the 3 decades that I've had personal experience with the military. For those decades, we've trained our troops, and we've hoped for better commanders. And yet, after speaking with large groups of National Guard women, with veterans, and most recently with an amazing group of women Marine aviators, I saw firsthand that those policies, that the culture of the military had not changed. And I became very discouraged until I heard about Senator Gillibrand's efforts, and then I became very energized. Nothing substantial has really changed yet in the military. The culture of the military itself allows this to continue. Now, we have great commanders. We have the best military in the world, bar none. But our commanders also need help, and they need guidance. In 2013, when sexual assault is being called a military epidemic, it is clear that incremental steps will not be enough. Human nature has held constant over the decades, and structural change is required. It's clear that the existing system isn't working, and minor adjustments won't fix it. Senator Gillibrand's amendment alters the framework itself for evaluating these cases. It will allow for an impartial environment for our men and women who serve, who may experience the violence of a sexual assault, so that they can come forward in that impartial way and work through a chain independent of their chain of command. It also allows our commanders to focus on what they do best, and that's leading our troops in training and preparing for the warfight. We need to let our trained military professionals evaluate questions of law and evidence, and we need to allow our commanders to focus on succeeding and winning this nation's wars. So I want to thank Senator Gillibrand on behalf of all those women that I've worked with and all the men and women who serve today for your efforts.
Thank you, General, so much. God bless you.